Good morning, class. I just wanted to go over this worksheet with you to make sure that you understood what you were supposed to be doing. We're working with phrases and clauses, dependent and independent clauses. If it is a phrase, it's going to be missing something. It's either missing its subject or it's missing its predicate, or it could be missing both. If it's a dependent clause, it has a subject and verb, but it doesn't stand alone. It doesn't make sense by itself. It's missing something. You have more questions when you get finished with it. If it's an independent clause, it's the same thing as saying it's a sentence. It has a subject and a verb, makes sense alone. All right, so let's look at this worksheet. All right, it says, over my head. Over my head is a prepositional phrase. I don't have any subjects or verbs. There's nobody doing anything. So in the blank, I'm just going to mark it with a P. That's all I have to do to that sentence. Down at the bottom of the page, when I get finished, I'll have to do something different with that, but right now I'm just going to mark the sentences. All right, on the next one it says, because I was afraid. Who's doing something? I was, that's my subject. What did I do? I was afraid. So that's my verb. I know that's a clause, so I'm going to go ahead and put a C in the blank. Now I have to decide if it's a dependent clause or an independent clause. If it's an independent clause, I leave it alone. That's all that I need to do because this sentence makes perfect sense. If it's a dependent clause, I still don't fully understand because I need more information. Because I was afraid what? It doesn't make sense by itself. It needs more information. So this is a dependent clause. All right, look at number 3. I didn't get very much sleep. Is somebody doing something? Yes, I did get. That's my subject and my predicate. So I know it's a clause. It's not a phrase. It's not missing subject and verb. And now I have to decide if it's dependent or independent. I didn't get very much sleep. That can stand alone. It has all the information it needs. So I'm going to put IC in the blank. Number 4, that night. Well, it doesn't have a subject or a verb. Nobody's doing anything. So this is a phrase. I'm going to have to add things to it to make it make sense. Number 5 says, I knew what happened. Did somebody do something? Yep, I knew. That's my subject and verb. So I know it's a clause. Do I need more information to make it make sense? I knew what happened. That's perfectly fine alone. So that is an independent clause, not a dependent clause. Okay, down at the bottom of this worksheet, you're going to have to add to these, if they're a phrase or an independent clause, I'm going to have to add to them. So down at the bottom, I know I have to fix number 1. So in this little blank right here where it says number, I'm going to make it say 1. And originally it had said, oops, pick that over. All right, originally the sentence or the phrase had said over my head, so I can type in I am in over my head. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I should probably not do all capitals. Sorry, trying to write the camera and not... I'm trying to look at the camera and not look at my keyboard. All right, so now I have a correctly written sentence. I can take the part that I added, which is I am in. I'm going to highlight that and change the color. So let me move my camera so that I can do that. And if I just go up here to text color, and I'm going to pick blue because I like the blue. And that is how you're going to do your exercises there. On number 2, it had a dependent clause because I was afraid. So the same thing. I would just go to the blank, put in a number 2. I would retype my sentence or the part of the sentence that I had up here. Because I was afraid, and I could have said, because I was afraid, I slept with Mom. Or because I was afraid, I carried a gun. I could have put the phrase anywhere. I could have put the addition anywhere. I locked the door because I was afraid. I called the police because I was afraid. So I could put that anywhere. When I get to number 3, it is an independent clause. So all I have to do on number 3 is leave it alone. So on number 2, I would fix it. But on number 3, I'm just going to put I see. And I'm going to leave that one alone. I don't have to do anything into that sentence because it's correctly written. Number 2, I would have to fix. So all the phrases, all the dependent clauses, I would have to fix. All the independent clauses, I would just get to leave alone. All right, hope that helps.